So what's the breakdown on the game today that we've been invited to play, Flats?
So it's a difficult one, guys. You guys are arriving thinking you're turning out for Streatham and Croydon in quite a big local match. But
Well,
what's actually
that
happened
is what
is
the invitation said.
yeah, and I see from the amount of luggage you've brought that you've got your equipment with you, and that's great. It's good commitment, guys. But I've been involved with selection. It hasn't been easy, and we have decided that this is a big game. We need our freshest, most on-form players out there, and we've decided to rotate you two guys today. So you've not been dropped, you've been rotated, you've been rested. So you won't be playing today.
Rested completely.
You've been rested from the 23. You're not required for the 23 today. It's good that you've got your boots in case 2 or 3 or sort of 7 or 8 guys get injured. There may be a spot for you, but for today, guys, you're not required.
So we're doing a U-turn at the circle and getting back on the plane,
It's a long story. There's a long story, but there is no transport home for you for a few hours. And since you're here, I know you guys are grassroots guys. You're humble men, despite all you've achieved, and you want to help out. So we do have a role for both of you.
Can
Bryan,
I still wear my boots?
you can wear your boots if you like, but you might slip over because you're going to be in a changing room pumping up balls, if that's all right, Gitz. You okay with that?
Mate, that's my best asset.
Yeah.
Gitz is a big pumper.
Yeah, he always has been, isn't he? And
Yeah.
he's a natural pumper. And Bryan,
Yep.
selection meetings were long, took up a lot of time, drank a lot of coffee, ate a lot of sandwiches. We haven't had time to straighten up the change rooms, and they are a state, mate. So if it's all right, you can just give them the once over.
Is there, and I'm all for the teams, and I'm all for pumping up a ball and helping out however I can.
Yeah.
But is there a chance if I pump really well that I might get a few minutes?
There is a chance if you pump really well, you might get a few minutes at some point this season. What I can't do is put cast iron guarantees on it today.
No, it's a big game.
This is a must-win, guys, and we're not. We're
I
quite.
understand.
Fully
It has to
understand.
be low risk selection, and you guys are, you.
High risk.
I didn't want to say it, guys, but
No, I understand.
that's
That's something we need to comprehend, unfortunately.
yeah, it's tough, but we've all had the old hand on the shoulder, the tap on the
Yeah.
shoulder at some point, haven't we?
Yeah.
What type of a pump do we have?
You've got a manual pump with a very slightly bent aluminium adapter,
Oh, good.
so it's not going to be easy for you. But I'm interested to see how you, if you'll excuse the pun, adapt
Yeah,
and overcome.
nice one.
And weather conditions, I mean, we've come
Horrible.
from a sunny
Yeah,
Côte d'Azur to
Lads,
it doesn't
we-
look really great for.
we are not in Toulon. We are in a place called Farnborough where it has never ever been sunny. There are street parties all over the place, despite the fact that it's hammering with rain, because this is the best they've had it in a long time. So
Wow.
you've walked into a different world, and I see you're both wearing some quite snappy shoes, and I'm worried for them. I'll be honest with you. I think you might regret that.
Well, if we're going to be doing jobs of pumping up balls and hanging up jerseys, we might as well be looking good while doing it.
Hey, you make a good point. You make a
just
good
saying.
point. You are already starting to impress me.
Land Rover, above and beyond.